way we got our layout line there. We're just gonna rock and roll. We're just gonna rock and roll. Let's see. While we're dealing with our water, get some more of our towels soaking. I don't get my gloves wet just yet. Now, it's important to soak ceramic tiles so they don't pull out the moisture out of the thin set when you are setting the tiles. They are rather chalky and porous, and what will happen is you won't get a great bond. So this is a good way to ensure that you do bond. People have certainly done it without it, and been fine. But this definitely helps. They don't take you a set tile long to get into these, and it don't take you long into getting into these before you see that. It's very evident of how. You can look and see all that bubbling. It's all that air escaping. Hey Amber, how's it going? All right. So this water is going to kind of double as our VersaBond water. And absolutely nothing wrong with the big box stuff, but you just have to follow instructions, use it right. And apparently there's just somebody in there that decided to hate for no reason. What does it obviously look like I'm doing? Dummy. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Unless you've done about, I don't know, 15,000 bathrooms, you're not gonna tell me how to do any of this, buddy. What you probably done is learn the system, and that's the only system you know, and you don't know how it actually works. Because when you do, you don't need to trip out about this stuff. You figure out how to do it. Look at you, whatever. You are the most mature responder of the day. You tuned into me just to talk crap and hate. Well, congratulations. Here's all the attention you wanted. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it? Does it make you feel good that I'm talking about you? Now, for the rest of us, we're going to do some tiling, and I'll explain to you guys as I'm going what I'm doing. So right now I am looking for my mixer so that I can mix this mortar up. Get started with that. And here we are. No big deal. We're going to basically keep with stainless stuff. Like I said, you guys, I'm going to use stuff straight from regular like Home Depot. Are you mixing cement in the bathroom? No, stupid. No, I'm not mixing cement in the bathroom. This is thin set. And this is a floor that I've protected. So calm down. What do you think? Like I'm at your house doing this? Like you're like I'm at your house? Listen, but I've been doing it for 30 years. I get paid for it. I get paid pretty good. So I know what I'm doing. So, if you get quiet for a second, I can show everybody else what I'm doing. So here's what I'm getting ready to do. Mix thin set. Right here in the bathroom. Now, the way that you do that, oh snap, is not by dunking your battery in the water. Let me get another one. Let's see if I got one charged up already. Don't know. Let's see. That's pretty lame. Let me see if I got a better one. That's pretty blown, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up this bag. Now, I've got water already in this bucket. It keeps the dust down a little bit when you're starting to put this in, because what you don't want to do is get too much dust in the air, too much everywhere. Some of it's going to come, but if you put water in there first and mix it into the water, it's a lot less. It makes it tolerable enough. Alright, I'm going to pause up once I get to the top of that water line. And I'm going to get right there. Now, see if we got any power. See into that battery. I didn't bring a I don't know if I brought a charger here. I'm gonna have to mix all this up by hand, y'all. First time. So, dump a little more in there. Mix it all up. Nice and sweet. Now, if you have a weak constitution and sensibilities to other people's work and you just can't handle it, that's okay. You can stage left. But what we don't want is a bunch of weak sauce over here. You know, don't come over here talking nonsense. Okay, let's get the tool back. This is going to help us get our mix whipped up. bucket of water and towels, and we're gonna move it back over here. We can get to them. We get y'all over here where you can see me. Now, what I've done here is put a tape line around the rim of the tub because it's a new tub, and so I'll put this in. And then I wanted to put on my hardy board. I've got a caulk seal underneath there at the lip of the tub. And then I've got this on, and then I'm on top of that seal. So I've got 2 seals so far underneath, so that should do fine. So I get the tile on, and then I'll get a third on the outside with a nice silicone caulk. That'll match up nice and pretty for a nice finish. These other 2 are not that kind. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started putting these in. I'll see if I can get you a decent camera angle. If I can't, I'll lift you up higher, like so. And you can look down on me. And you can hate on things that you've never seen before, if you want. It's up to you. All right, gloves off. Gloves off here. All this little excess cleaned up. Now, here I've got several trowels. I got this little V-groove trowel, and I've got I think this is like maybe a 1/4 inch notched, and I'm just gonna choose, I'm gonna use this one over here where I need to do some build out. This wall is dead flat, so I'm gonna use this one because I've got a little less room for error that can get me nice and flat. Can work pretty good to my advantage. So, put them on. Right there. And the tape is going to help us protect our tub. It's going to protect that rim, that lip. I'm going to make particularly certain that we get that corner good. Now again, tile for whatever reason seems to be one of the hot button topics amongst people. I don't know why, but that's a good idea there, Alex. But look, I've been soaking these towels in that water, and I'm pretty good about my bond right now because you can see my thin set's pretty slick, but also I'm a back butterer. So just like my buddy in the chat just said, sponge this down, make it wet. That's always a good idea. I'm not even gonna hate on that. In fact, buddy, I'm gonna do it because it's the right thing. All right, let's scooch out of here. I'm back. All right. Put it down. Put it down. certainly gonna get a good bond nonetheless. Now, it's gonna look a little bit haphazard, like I'm just slapping these up there. But I'm gonna adjust everything in just a second. Because again, got wet tiles, got a wet wall. We do have to make some progress now. The reason I back butter tile, a lot of people don't, is this. Like, watch, I'm gonna stick this and just show you with this one tile. I'll stick it back here. Boom. I'll take one and just stick it regular. Right there. I am pressing it in, right? I'm not. So the way we can tell with tile is how well it's bonded is when you pull it off, how much you have on the back of the tile. Now look at that. That's all the thin set I've got. Let's look at this one. Look, I can't even just pull it off the wall. Let me use my little tool. This is an automotive pull tool. Y'all should get one of these. Much more bond. Look at that. Look at that. That's how much was stuck. That's how much was stuck. Night and day difference. So, that's why we back butter. And that's why you should too. And these are very typical, traditional, classic tiles, right? Not my favorite because I really am a guy that wants to do fancy. Like I want fancy patterns. I want fancy material. I want it to look like it came out of dreamland when I'm done. But the best way to do that with common tiles is to do a perfect install. Make it clean, make it neat, make it geometrically appealing. Once I get a couple of these stuck, I'll flatten them out for anybody who's freaking out about how crooked these tiles are. All right. One quick second, I'll show you what I do. First thing is I'm going to get all of that thin set out from in between those joints wherever I see them. That on the top, that around this side. Maybe give me a little room to get some things adjust that and straight. So, once I'm down here, I'm gonna just, right here at the very bottom, right? The corner's always gonna be a little bit built out. That's what corners do. But, for these little tiles, make your little adjustments. Fine tune them. And I like to run a little bit of mortar down in there just to kind of hold them out in the same position, just to stiffen up where I'm at. See what I'm saying? And we got our water here. We keep our hands clean, keep our towel clean. Appreciate it, Alex. And we're just gonna keep going up. We're gonna take heed to Alex once again, ladies and gentlemen. If he's got a channel, he's probably got some good info on there, because this is dead accurate business we're talking right now. And right now we are mostly just interested in going up to this line, going across this whole thing, and that's pretty much what we're doing right now. Throw a couple of these tiles in here so I can move a little bit swifter. I'm gonna grab this trowel off of here so I don't have to clean him up later. And we'll get back there with the balloons. That's our line right there. We'll hang with him for just a second longer. Just so that we're lined up the way we want to be. Good flat walls are always better and easier, smarter to work with. So if you can make it flat. All right. That. If you got you a good helper, this would be the time, buddy. You'd be like, hey man, back butt of these, just stand over there, smack them on the back and hand them back to me. We'll stay with our reference line. Again, these are so small and so wet. It gives us a little bit of an advantage because we get to keep shifting them if we need to keep things copacetic. See, like now, a little shift was necessary. Getting back clean and balanced. Good to go, Joe. Felt like I needed a little more on that. Now granted, it's much faster just to lick them and stick them, but I promise you, you won't get as good a bond as this. And if you're in a building that's already 100 years old, you want to put in stuff that might maybe can make it another hundo. What do you think? That's what I want. That's what I want. And before we get too far, too fast up here, I'm going to keep carrying this over because I do want to make sure that I'm level going across. And you never know with these tubs. Sometimes it's a little slight defect. You start creeping up and don't realize it till you get to the end. And then you got to make a harsh decision about how to deal with that. And now if you hear that kind of raky sound, I don't like that. That's going to mean that it's a little bit drier, a little bit thin right there. I want to muffle that sound a little bit with the thin set. That means you got enough on there to give some cushion. When you push these towels in, you want to push those ridges out. Those ridges are there to let you know whether or not you got a bond. So You want to stay mindful of that. Let's get some more towel out of this. Agua. Again, we're soaking our towels in water so that they can get a good bond. Towel bond. You guys watch HGTV? What's your favorite show? I've been on 2 shows. And I don't remember which one I did NDAs on. Either way, I'm obviously a hack. Alright, we're just trucking along. I'm gonna grab a few more out of here. And then we'll check it across the top, see if we're still nice and level, see if we're heading towards our tile goals. Bet you didn't even have tile goals before today. And here, and now, I'll put you on. Alright. Let's go back to our sponge. Always important to have water and a sponge available. And to take care of it. Clean up our faces. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go one more step beyond this. Because I've decided grout, white grout, but I haven't decided exactly which. And what I don't want is some conflict between the mortar coming through the grout joints and that. So I'll be right back with our answer for that. Which is this. Or you can just use a toothbrush to run that through those joints. It'll pull all that stuff out. Get it plenty wet. It's not going to hurt anything because we have bonded our towel well. Remember? All right. Now we're going to check top for level. Again, I tend to tuck this down into the top of the tile just to keep it nice and level and clean. It also lets me know if I'm off, because this will, if you're off somewhere, this will help you show it up. So I'm going to get all that grout, just use it like caulk, spread it down in there. Back to my trusty sponge. And again, y'all, we're not trying to win no contest, right? We're not trying to go hella fast. We're trying to do this properly. Let's put our level up. within reason, but we could go up a little bit over there. So, when that's the case, sometimes what I'll do is take little pieces of cardboard. If it's around, and I might just shim up a little bit. Here and there, really lightly. Really lightly. Just to squeak that side back up. And get my level dead right. Because this is not dead right. It's about 1/8 off. But we adjust it as we go. And then it's a 30-second off. Blah, 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 blah. And we keep going. And shout out to anybody who needs my attention in the chat. Welcome. Goof. So now, more mortar, or thin set, whichever you opt to call it. Good wall. Again, like I said, I hear that big gravelly sound, and I don't like it. So, I'm in the corner. And then as I go up, and add a little bit of more, I'm going to start to dampen that sound. Now right here I got a little bump. I get him off there. No contaminants. Can't ignore the small stuff. It will come back to bite you. Mortar is fresh over here. We don't want it to be drying up as we move down and ignore it. Get into a bucket. Get some more of our wet towels. Wet towels are the best towels. Again, we back butter everything. Without back buttering, we're not going to have a strong bond. You might have a bond. You might have your towel stick on the wall until you're gone. It may last 5 years. It may last 2. It won't last 40. Just concern yourself with doing things the proper way. When I say proper, I mean proper to the chemistry involved. This is chemistry and a little geometry, a little earth science. You know what I'm saying? All of these are man-made things, so it's chemistry in all of it. On some level. Again, back butter, soak in water tiles. It's important to soak ceramic in the water. There we go. As I put this back buttering on, I want it to be a little bit higher in the middle. So it can kind of squeeze out to the side and going good everywhere. Fill up all that space. Look at all those divots and pivots in there, right? You want to fill all that in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscribes. I appreciate you. We're putting in probably the most basic of basic tiles in the ceramics, but classic of classic tiles. So if it's not done well, you'll see it because you've seen this a million times. And you'll go, well, for a timeless design, that guy sure did ruin it. And again, it looks like I'm moving maybe thoughtlessly fast, but trust me, I am not. And I know some of that looks a little bit off over there, but not to worry. Got a negotiator with me. Take our time. Straighten out anything that needs to be straightened out. No big deal. Anything that needs to be pressed in. That's why we've got that back butter back there so that we can. And that's also why we have our loyal sponge so that we can clean all of this out when we do get squeezed out. Because if you're not getting some squeeze out, you might not have enough mortar back there. Err on the side of caution and the strength of the job. Clean all those joints out. Take the time to do that stuff. If you don't, you will regret it eventually. And again, now we're talking about a little movement we got right here in our tiles. Looks like something's just not tight. And sometimes you can push in and fix it because the optical illusion sometimes is the tiles coming forward, not tilting. It could just be twisted. But if you can see it, fix it while it's wet. Save yourself the trouble and the headache. And again, right here, I'm getting a little pushback on these two. So what I'm gonna do, put a little space in there. Put a little space in there. This is old school, I get it. But what works, works. And I mean, why not be old school on a 100-year-old place, right? But we're gonna get all of it nice and neat, nice and clean. And now that we're getting into the corner, one thing we want to start thinking about is, one, we have to cut these tiles here, but we want to make sure we got a nice clean line going up when we do. So we'll get this row in right here, and we'll check everything. And then we'll make decisions on that. Hear that difference? We don't want a hollow sound back there. We want bonded. say that out loud. Just kidding. All right. So now we got our first 4 rows of tile up. And I've done this in the past where I left that and then I made those cuts later. I came back and put them in and they end up a little bit tilted, a little bit skewed. So I'm going to get that measurement now. I'm going to cut it now and I'm going to put those tiles in now. That will require a little bit of patience on your part because I'm going to go get my tools to do it with. And I'll be right back. In the meantime, look in the chat, see if anybody's hating on me, and enjoy that. Now I am back. I'm here to figure out how I want to cut these tiles. Am I going to use, I got my big snapper in there and I've got these little snips. I think I'm going to try these little snips first, see how they do. If they do well, we'll continue with that. If they don't, you know what it is. Make a mark on our tile. We do have a little square so that I can keep that mark square and then fix it. Or cut it, I should say. Give me 1 second. I know I'm not set up my camera for this just yet, but I will give you a good look at it. Alright, that's my mark more or less. Nothing writes well on porcelain. I just try with a graphite pencil and get the mark. This is a scoring tool. Let's see if I can get that to snap. I haven't used one of these in a long time. I have wet saws and such that I generally prefer. But we're going to give this a shot today. Get it set up where we can call it reliable at least. I think I scored it. Let's see if it'll snap. Success. That's what we're gonna go with. So let's get ourselves positioned. Or maybe this way. You're just gonna have to be over here. All right, we're back. Let's try our piece, see how it fits. Good. But we're gonna back butter it too. We're not gonna skip steps. We're not gonna skip steps. We'll back butter it. Yam. Then we're gonna just scooch them in the comp. like we're gonna have to get a few of those. I'm gonna clean my hands off real fast, and then we're gonna score and snap a few of these bad boys. Put them there. We'll make the mark, cause why not? Square them up. Cut him up. A little snappity snap. Terrible. That didn't work at all. Alright. Let's go again. We'll do it until we're good at it. No, we're not quitting. Make the mark. Reference the line. Can't tell what this is doing. Being honest. This is kind of crappy. Awful. Alright. I could do it the way I did the first time, but this is taking too dang long. We're gonna get the big snapper. We're gonna measure out 4 or 5 of these. Bap, bap, bap. Get them done. Let's get the tool. Tool, it is for sure massive for what I'm using it for, but I absolutely need it. So, come on. All right. Bathrooms are small and it annoys me. 2 3/8 is what we got there. We're gonna get us 2 3/8, and we're gonna get it at least 3 times. And then we're gonna set this snap saw up. I'm gonna drop y'all down, don't get seasick. That was 2 3/8. I'm gonna take a quick second to set up and make sure we're good to move on this. And then once we do, we're gonna get going. Clean up my pencil. I can see the lead. 2 3/8. Double. So we can adjust this to that. Find our line. Let's make our mark and see what that looks like. 2 3/8. It's gonna be right about there. Put a square this one from the start up. So we hit the right spot on the line. Set this tool up. Come on. There's so much thread on that, it's annoying. Alright, here we go. We'll lock that side down. It should give us an easy repeatable cut. This should also allow us to line up several at a time. I'm going to bring this wheel down on the line, push it through. Terrible sound, but look, still gives me two perfect cuts. So there we are. We'll go ahead and get a few more, and that way we got something to get started with over here. Now these are in the corner. They are going to kind of be approximate because once we get over into that corner, the other side of the wall is going to cover that cut. That's intentional so that we don't have to worry about mitering this cut, straightening it up, cleaning it, and all that. To the install, and of course we are still back buttering everything. Good fit, good fit. It's a great thing about the repeatable cut. It's repeatable. I'm missing pieces though. How do I get 4 of these cut? Okay. Once again, I'm being an incredible group. All right. Can you see? I'm gonna get into that corner now. If you've been following along, of course, we taped all of this stuff off so that we could be ensured a nice clean rim on the tub. And now that we've built our corner out, we'll level these tiles up to each other. Level them flat and plumb that way so that we can also get our next wall looking clean and straight without a big goofy caulk line in it. That's what we don't want. We'll wipe our extra mortar off. Clean our joints out. As always, all we want in there is grout when it's time. That's all we want. Keep the work clean as we go, and we'll finish clean. Might even impress somebody as we do it. Who knows? I know because I'm incredible. Alright, we're going to scooch. Got a little joint getting off. That's why we use plastic, so we can't hurt our stuff. I'm gonna take a quick second to clean this black caulk off of my hand. Because it's getting all over the tile. It's bugging me. All right, let's put our level atop it and see if we're any good at what we're doing here. We still need to scoot up considerable ways. All right. Do a little adjusting as we go. We are flat and smooth. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I forgot about you. Now, earlier we discovered our tub was tilting a little bit, and this is the high side over here according to our level. I'll check that with our tape measure if I got one. The annoying thing about bathrooms is they are freaking small and there's no room for all the stuff you need. So it's constant in and out to get stuff, which is annoying. But if it was easy, I couldn't charge them for it, could I? So here we are, dead on 13. Over here, we're about a 1/4 inch away from that. Which means 13 here. We will not be at 13, we want to be at what? 12 3/4. We're just going to have to keep slightly adjusting ourselves up. Little at a time. up a little bit. Hello?
Oh, the door was locked, so I wasn't sure if you were in here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh,
Oh, look at that!
yeah. We got tile going.
Oh, very exciting.
How's your outing?
I just had to get out of the freaking house. I realized I hadn't been out of here in like a week. So, just needed a knot in here. Pretty good. Actually, I have to go. My mama called, but stop in, see how things are going.
Everything's going good.
Looks great, yeah. And my logic makes sense, right? Like straight.
Either way, like these are checkerboards, so technically you kind of go either way.
Okay.
But this is the classic way to go.
Yeah, cool.
This is the most common way to go.
Cool.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Almost.
Yeah, it looks like the mud. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. Did you look? The back of the hot water looks like it's leaking pretty significantly.
What happened?
It looks like there's water. See how the bottom there, how it's all wet? It's all wet on the back side of that, but on the hot side.
On the back side of the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go see.
Yeah.
Because it could just be the...
I meant to stick it. That's why I do the sticky notes, man. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget I gotta tell you stuff. It's not wet on the cold side, so. And I didn't use the water last night.
I put a little tissue there and see what it's doing. I'll avoid using it and see if that's happening when it's in use or when it's not in use.
Well, it wasn't dry by morning, so it feels like it's super consistent.
Oh, so you saw it before, like last night? And
No, I found it this morning, but
Mhm.
I didn't use the water, so the last time it was on was when, I think when you were washing the tub out.
Right.
So, I imagine it's a small thing. But that's just my uneducated guess, right?
Oh yeah, I was seeing water. I don't know how uneducated that is. I think you're probably good at IDing water.
Alright, so it's a low bar,
We'll
right?
give you that.
Yeah. Is it wet or is it dry? That's pretty much it. Okay,
Now that all will get disconnected anyways at some point,
Okay.
so that you can see the holes are perfect, but how it's sitting in the holes is not perfect. It's just temporary for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, it's
But,
also there.
But it's good to know that any water is escaping there, so that we can take care of that. Has your buddy downstairs said anything at all?
Nope.
Okay. So we've been dry for the most part
Right.
for a while now, so
Yeah.
that feels good at least to have that part of the equation.
Yeah.
What I plan on doing today is getting up about to this line
Okay.
and then starting these going back from the corner out.
Right.
That's the best aesthetic. Just coming in the bathroom, I want a whole towel here because that door opens. You see this first. That'll be good because it'll also allow me a whole towel here, which is perfect. Here I'll do these halves, finish up, turn that corner, and just weave it in nice and clean.
Cool. So essentially, like establish the baseline across, like flush across the whole bathroom.
Yeah, that's dead level across the whole space, and
Right.
that's where our last tile is going to stop before we start putting our
The
cap on.
bulldozers,
Now that means we're going to have to cut this down like a 1/4 inch, just how the math worked out, but that
Sure.
gives us a full tile at the bottom, all the way up to the rim, so we got no cuts from the floor to the top.
Cool.
No cuts. These will be the only cuts that will be visible, and then whatever we get around the window, that kind of thing, and then we'll hit edges and stuff. So
Cool.
it's going good, exactly like I hope for it to go.
Yeah, it's looking great.
We'll keep slapping them up here and get them all done.
Awesome.
I don't anticipate that I'll be able to finish this today,
No.
but Monday I should be pretty close to getting the tile taken care of. Depending on how adventurous I feel tomorrow, I'm going to take some measurements of the mirror that's going there, build the box at home in the studio, look at it. It's dripping right now. It's drip right there. Yeah, it's coming from that connector right there.
Want me to turn that water off?
Yeah, I'll shut that off.
I can do it right now.
No, it doesn't. It just keeps you from having to worry about liability on it.
Okay. How was that? Cool.
But yeah, it's looking nice and neat. And we just adjust them as we go.
It's looking great. About patience and persistence. Tiling is just about patience and persistence.
It's about not allowing yourself to skip
Yeah.
anything. It's, I mean, these little things, you just can't miss it. Because this tub has a little bit of a tilt to it. Most of them do. So that ends just a tad lower than this, like a 1/4 inch. But I gotta make it up as I go along because I want that row dead straight to each other. And so you just squeak them as you go.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're just adding height, but like imperceptibly.
Just be very, very incrementally squeaking them up. Can't do it in one thing, it'd be too obvious.
Right.
Because 100-year-old building spaces or 5-year-old building spaces are never perfect. So if you got to accommodate for it and choose straight over level sometimes, choose flat over dead even sometimes.
Right. You gotta figure what's aesthetically gonna matter the most. Straight, I think, is the first thing I would notice. If I walked in and it was like on a diagonal, I think that would drive me nuts.
Because it's easy just to get going and start smacking them on there and keep moving, but by the time you get to one end, the 1/16 of an inch turns huge by the time you've gone
Right.
17, 18 rows.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna go call this lady.
Oh, you did.
Thanks for filling me in. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I will be back soon.
Getting it done, y'all. y'all? Who's in here? No likes, no nothing. You guys make me sick. Just kidding. So we're gonna keep on trucking, slapping these. Bad boys. Right on. Welcome back to Thailand with Wes. Yes, I'm doing a fantastic job. Yes, my homeowner is the coolest. Well, we're getting this stuff done, man. Back butter, back butter. Back butter, back butter. Back butter, back butter, back butter. You got a back butter for me. I know it's not as glamorous as HGTV made it look. No, you expected something exotic and fancy. But I tell you, most contractors don't even get to exotic and fancy. We just get your regular. 'Cause most people don't bother to hire a designer. I happen to be a designer. As well as a brute that punches a wall. So this is because I'm misunderstood. Ugh. Now here I am not doing some dramatic change. I'm really not. I am only adjusting very incrementally. This whole exchange here is less than a quarter inch. So each of these are, if there's 4 of them, are 32nd of an inch. You know what I mean? So let's send these tiles up a little bit. And then we'll just follow them up together. Move it, move it, move it. All right, we need some more tiles. We're gonna finish up these couple dozen here. And then I'll soak some more, and then we'll move forward from there. I should have brought some spacers with me. They are faster. Wedges are faster for sure. And I've got more variants with this freaking tub height. Don't know why this tub would have this much variable. But my job is to make it right, so I am hating having those wet tiles, though. I'll tell you that. It's fucking aggravating. All right. weird thing working with tile. It's like it's working in water all day. So your hands are wet all day, which is weird. But you're also having to constantly handle things with wet hands. So your clothes get wet, shoes get wet, the tools get wet. And it's so anti what as a carpenter you want to be experiencing. Like, I absolutely hate this part. I hate that I'm dripping water every time I move my hands and dragging it across the floor. I'm used to it. I promise I don't like it. Such an extreme change, I can't fathom it. It like bothers me a little bit. Definitely does. Try to let it ride. You know what I mean? In the tub, full of water. Ugh, to the whole scenario. What might be nice is some lunch. Because it's wipe this all down right quick. definitely time for lunch, y'all. I am getting too easily agitated. I need a Snickers bar or something. Gary. Fucking kidding me. All right, back. And if I am leaving tile for a second, which I am about to right now, then I want to fill in as best I can this top ledge. I'm just using my finger. I'm not going to be going long, so my mortar won't even be too dry. By the time I get back, it will be drier than I want to work with on the wall. But what's in the bucket should be okay to use. So, again, sort of a backfill up here up top. This is actually even another layer of kind of waterproofing. Every joint, if it's filled in, it's more resistance to the water getting in there. And of course, we've got our materials here that keep that from happening as well. But anytime you can avoid moisture inside the wall, take every opportunity that you can. Now, I did not coat this whole thing in curdy membrane because I've done a million tub combos, and that's severe overkill for this kind of situation. Somebody who's selling you curdy might say different, but somebody who's done this for as long as I have absolutely knows what's up. What's going on, West Ham? How much I make an hour? I don't charge by the hour. I charge by the job. And I'm renovating this whole bathroom, brother. I appreciate you checking in with your boy, trying to make sure I'm getting my Skrilla right. But yeah, I'm the whole company, so it's not really an hourly rate that we're gonna roll with. looking pretty good on that. We got a few of these that are shifted a little bit. We're gonna adjust for that too. Bump them boys up. Maybe we'll get some shims while we're out. I kind of feel like I might end up doing that. We'll see. But for now, train me, I can work with your cousin, with your company. I'm a shitty attorney. Man, I could use a whole branch just so that I could go back and sue all the people who stiffed me. You make all your money in that year. Like, people stiff contractors surprisingly often. And it's not talked about very much. But either way, we can work all of this stuff out. Again, cleaning our grout lines, keeping them cleaned up. Tell you what, you teach me law, I'll come teach you how to hang tile. What about that? All right, let's pull back, see where we are on this thing. That's the thing about a tile 4-inch square wall. It's not very inspiring. It's just work going up. But now I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then I'll get back to this, start building this up, work it that way, and I'll see y'all about a half hour.